Hello. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going over equivalent fractions. So these are a little different. So remember last year you'd have like those fraction bars and they would kind of look like this. You'd have like 1, and then it would show like they'd have the halves, and then it would just keep going on and it would show you how they all are equivalent. Well, today we're actually I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can do equivalent fractions. So equivalent fractions mean that they are the same. So if you had 1/2, it's also the same thing as saying 2/4. Right? So they're all lined up, or if you do another pizza, it would be the same as like 3/6, okay, or 4/8. So a mathematical way you can do it where you don't have to draw the pictures is very simple. So I'm going to show you one way first. So whatever you do on the top, okay, sorry, Mr. Felty just walked by. So whatever you do on the top, you must do on the bottom, okay? So that is a big rule here, okay? Whatever you do on the top, you must do on the bottom. And that goes the same as vice versa, okay? So if I'm going to make an equivalent fraction and I'm going to multiply by 2 on top, then I must do it on the bottom. So if I were to multiply these out, I would get 2/6. So 1/3 is also the same as 2/6. Okay, I could even keep going. I could do times 3. The big thing is though, whatever you do on the top, you must do on the bottom. All right, so even 6/18. Okay, all of these. So this is equivalent to this, and this is also equivalent, okay? So one question that I usually get asked, and you guys will probably are wondering this too, is let's say you even had 1/5. If you multiplied this by 100, you can also do that, but the important thing is remembering that whatever you do on the top, you must do on the bottom, okay? So 1/5 is an equivalent fraction to 100/500. And then little trick too is, if you remember all of our zero tricks, if you actually cross these out, you would have 1/5 again, okay? So the big thing on here when finding an equivalent fraction is just doing whatever you would do on the top then on the bottom. So number 1, for instance, has 1/3, and it asks for equivalent fractions. So you could do 2/6. Okay. Also, if I multiplied 1 times 3, I could get 3. But then again, remember, whatever you do on the top, you must do on the bottom. So if I did times 3 on the top, then I would have to do times 3 on the bottom. So it would also be 3/9. I could do 1 times 4 and get 4. And then 3 times 4 and get 12. All of these are going to be equivalent fractions. All right? Okay. And then the other way that you can also do it is, if you have a number like 10/12, and you think of a number that they have in common. So if you remember when we did the greatest common factor and common factors in general, okay, if we wrote out all of our common factors, okay, notice these have one thing in common, and that would be 2. Okay? So you can also divide to get equivalent fractions. So whatever I do on the top, again, I must do on the bottom. So you can also divide. This doesn't always work because if, for instance, you had like 1/2, you can't divide that. But sometimes when you do have numbers, you can also divide. So an equivalent fraction here would also be 5/6. Okay? I'm going to do a couple examples with you. Let's see. Oh, let's look at number 5. Okay, so 5 says 9/18. Okay, so here you could do 9 times 2. Okay, and times 2 here. Okay, so you'd have 18, then 36. Okay, also on this one, you could divide. So if you divide by 9, which they both have in common, you would also get 1/2. Now another one you could also do is, they also both have 3 in common. So if we divided by 3 on both the top and the bottom, then you would get 3/6, okay? So these here are all equivalent fractions to 9/18. So any of those would work. That is your lesson for the day. So I'm going to put your homework out as well, and then Mrs. Barron is also on Seesaw, so you can shoot us both a message and one of us can respond. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. All right, I miss you guys and I hope you have a great day today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.